Big breaking news at this hour. The U.S. State Department has called for Hafiz Saeed to be arrested again. This is the big breaking we are getting at this point in time. The U.S. State Department has called for Hafiz Saeed to be arrested again. The United States has already put a bounty of $10 million on Hafiz Saeed's head in the past. The U.S. has been exerting considerable pressure on Pakistan when it comes to Hafiz Saeed. In fact, many believe that his house arrest also had to do with the U.S. pressure. Joining us on the broadcast is Palki Sharma Upadhyay, Associate Editor. She's joining us from the newsroom. Indeed, a big development in the Palki.
Yes, and before I come to what it means and where the inherent contradiction in America's approach to this lies, let me first read out to you the statement issued by the U.S. State Department on the release of Jamaat-ud-Dawa chief, Lashkar-e-Toiba chief Hafiz Saeed, if you like. And I'm quoting here, the U.S. is deeply concerned that Lashkar-e-Toiba leader Hafiz Saeed has been released from house arrest in Pakistan. Pakistani government should not make sure that now that he's arrested and charged for his crimes. What's interesting, Raghavendra, is the fact that the news of his release came within days of the American Congress clearing a law which mandated that action against Lashkar-e-Toiba is not a prerequisite for Pakistan to be eligible for American aid. And many experts, both in India and the US, believe that that is what encouraged the Pakistani authorities to facilitate the release of Hafiz Saeed in the first place. You're right that he was put under house arrest first under US pressure when the travel ban was imposed on 7 countries. Pakistan barely missed it by the skin of its teeth. Right. There was immense pressure on the Pakistani establishment, which is why, for appearance's sake, they took action against individuals and organizations that were propagating terror on their soil, and Hafiz Saeed was one of them. And we have to say that even under house arrest, he had free access to the internet, he was meeting people, he was pushing his agenda. But at least on a symbolic level, he was under house arrest. That has also ended today with him walking free.
Also, Palki, can this latest move by the Americans, can it be construed as a move to placate India?
Placate India, I don't know, but the American administration is under immense pressure from various quarters in Washington for the piecemeal approach that they have taken on fighting terror. On the one hand, they say that there is no good terrorist, bad terrorist, and we have to go the whole hog. On the other, they seem to be waging a selective war on terror. Yes, there is pressure on India, and yes, part of it may be aimed at placating India, if you like, because America is also depending on India for rebuilding Afghanistan, and that is going to be the focus of the Trump administration going forward. So they do not want India to be upset, and India has protested very strongly on the release of Hafiz Saeed. But perhaps there's a rethink on the part of Washington on how they should go about it. Perhaps they've realized that Lashkar-e-Toiba is as important to act against as the Haqqani network that directly threatens American interests.
Also, it will be very interesting to see how Pakistan reacts to this development. But is it a fair assumption or a fair thing to presume at this point in time that this could actually mean that Hafiz Saeed is once again put under house arrest?
We don't know. The American criticism, the American statement is not binding on Pakistan, but America does pull a lot of strings in Pakistan. They pay a lot of money. Now, there's a counter factor, which is China, which is also pouring in billions of dollars. And Hafiz Saeed's release was as much about America removing Lashkar-e-Toiba from that list as about the upcoming election in Pakistan. We know the Pakistani military establishment wants Hafiz Saeed's party to have a more proactive role in the 2018 federal election in Pakistan. So there are a lot of factors at play. Will the Pakistanis pay heed to the strong criticism by the Americans? We'll have to wait and see. Will the Americans do more than just criticize? Because we've seen strong words in the past from Washington, not followed by action.
Also, the U.S. conduct has, in a way, revealed its, doublespeak, if you were. But on the one hand, they keep making these noises, and on the other hand, one day Trump slams Pakistan. The other day he says that they are willing to trust the leadership in Pakistan. The American stand also has been a story of flip-flops so far.
Absolutely, and not just with the Trump administration. From the word go, when the Americans say that we are going to wage a war against terror, Pakistan still remains a major non-NATO ally of America, and that is something that many Americans have questioned. Given Pakistan's record, given the billions of dollars that America has poured in over the past 16 years, Pakistan's record is very, very poor on fighting terrorists that operate on its soil. So yes, America needs to take stock. What's also important to note here is that Hafiz Saeed, within hours of coming out, has spoken about raking up the Kashmir issue again. But can Hafiz Saeed potentially hurt America's interest in Afghanistan as well? That is something that Washington will have to account for as it pushes for stronger action against the chief of Lashkar-e-Toiba.
Requesting you to stay on with us for a while more, Palki. We are also joined on the broadcast by WION's Islamabad Bureau Chief Taha Siddiqui. Taha, just hours after Hafiz Saeed walked as a free man from his house arrest, now we have the Americans wanting him rearrested. What's the sense in Pakistan about this?
Well, this was definitely something that was expected, given the fact that even the initial statement that came out with regards to Hafiz Saeed was from the Trump administration was that he, they reminded the public of him being on the global terrorist list and his organization being designated as a global terrorist organization, and there was an unhappiness from the beginning, and so it was expected that the United States would go on to say something of this sort. We also understand that in the past, when initially in January, when Hafiz Saeed went into house arrest, at that time there were rumors in Islamabad, and there were reports that suggested that it was under American pressure partially that Pakistan had to do this, because at that time the Trump policy was being written. Trump had just become the president, and they knew that the Afghan-Pakistan policy that was recently announced could be negative for Pakistan. So steps were taken for that reason. But also one has to also understand that Pakistan's narrative now, which I've been observing here ever since yesterday, has been that because the judicial process let him go, they're going to try to build a narrative where they're going to say that it was the judicial process and the government had nothing to do with it.
Right. And Taha, the general impression one gets is that Pakistan often acts under pressure from the United States. Now, Hafiz Saeed's house arrest and detention for so many months was being viewed as a fallout of the American pressure. Now, just hours after he has walked free, how do people in Pakistan, or how do policymakers or government officials in Pakistan see this kind of a reaction, so to say, or this kind of a statement coming in from the United States, where they are now gunning for him once again and wanting him to be rearrested just hours after he walked free?
Well, there's another aspect to this which we have to keep in mind, which is being reported heavily in Pakistan and being repeated by policymakers here, people who are coming on TV or talking in the media. Basically, there is this. If you remember, a few days ago, when in the U.S. Congress, when the the aid bill went for Pakistan, financial aid that comes to Pakistan,
right.
At that time it mentioned the Haqqani network, which the United States also talks about Pakistan sponsoring, but it removed Lashkar-e-Toiba from it. Which is basically what Jamaat-ul-Dawa, the reincarnation, is. And given that there is this perception in Pakistan that because Lashkar-e-Toiba was delinked from the U.S. aid that comes into Pakistan, perhaps a few days after, we're seeing that the judiciary let Hafiz Saeed go. So it was all sort of pre-decided, or they're reacting to that particular sort of development in the U.S.
Right. And Taha, since now the U.S. State Department is again calling for Saeed to be rearrested, do you think it would have any bearing on Pakistan per se? He has been let off by a judicial review board, as Pakistan has been saying that it's a judicial process which Pakistan has followed. Do you see that this particular bit will change, or will, he might be put under house arrest once again, just to show the Americans that Pakistan is acting?
Well, there are a few things to this, because, the house arrest itself was very cosmetic. So even if he's put under house arrest, it will be cosmetic at best, so we have to remember that too. But at the same time, there is a U.S. pressure does work in Pakistan. We've seen that in the past.
Right.
And this time around, the U.S. aid, that particular bill is being allowed to go through without mentioning Lashkar-e-Taiba.
Hold that thought, Taha, and please continue to stay on with us. We are also joined on the broadcast by defense analyst Ashok Mehta. Mr. Mehta, indeed a very significant development in the U.S. The U.S. State Department wanting Hafiz Saeed to be rearrested within hours of him having walked as a free man. What do you make of it?
I'm General Mehta. I don't believe that we should take the Americans seriously. As the previous speaker was saying, this is a very tentative move to satisfy India, and of course the fact that they have designated Hafiz Saeed as a global terrorist. If you look back just 2 months ago, when Mattis was asked a question by the Senate House Committee for Defense, he said, we have given Pakistan one last time, one last chance. I see nothing of that happening. And therefore, if you take in totality what Trump said in August about Afghanistan and how he had nailed Pakistan, I think Trump is no different from previous presidents and previous defense secretaries and the Americans. So really what it boils down to is the fact, as your previous speaker was saying, that they'll put him back in the nick, and that's it. And this is happening despite the fact that their foreign minister, who was earlier the defense minister, he was in Davos earlier this year, and he was speaking to an international audience, and he said Hafiz Saeed is a threat to Pakistan society. He repeated some of this as the foreign minister in the United States at a think tank. So neither can you take the government seriously, and of course there's no question of the establishment being taken seriously on this. And of course I add a caveat, and the caveat is that the Americans just will say one thing and let it go out of the other 1 year, and let it go out of the other year. So if there's anything that has to be done, it is India that has to mount the offensive at the United Nations, and we have a very competent gentleman, Akbaruddin, who's just proven his mettle. The Americans are not going to take your chestnuts out of the fire. And so I really, I never believed that the Americans, yes, the Pakistanis might put him back in the nick, but they know, and the Americans, some American generals have talked to me recently at a conference, and this Pakistani general told me that he told the Americans that his counterparts in the interlocution, that if you put pressure on us, remember, we are a nuclear weapon state. We will nuke you.
Right. Interesting thoughts, General Mehta. I would request you to hold that thought and stay on with us for a while more. We are also joined on the broadcast by Jabbar Chaudhry. He's a political analyst joining us from Islamabad. Mr. Chaudhry, hours after Hafiz Saeed walked as a free man from house arrest, now we have the U.S. State Department wanting him to be rearrested. What do you make of this?
Look, Mr. Rao, this is very clear from the part of the Pakistan is concerned. Pakistani states or other institutions are only bound to obey the order of our courts, which you are observing that that the Pakistani court had ordered to free Mr. Hafiz Saeed day before yesterday, and he is no more in the house under arrest. And as part of the demand of the U.S. State Department is concerned, I think there is no impact on at any level in Pakistan. Whether he can demand it, but we will not take him. The Pakistani state will not even consider this statement. This is just mere a statement, as many as statements like the U.S. and Mr. Trump is daily delivering on the North Korea and all other these kind of stuff. So I think this is just mere a statement here, as we are hearing, as we are receiving here in Pakistan.
Right.
And the Pakistani state and Pakistani other institutions are only ways our own.
But Mr. Chaudhary, what makes us ask this question to you is the impression many people and many countries in the world have that often Pakistan ends up doing things under pressure from the Western world, US in particular. Even Hafiz Saeed's house arrest for all these months was being looked upon as a move which was executed under the US pressure. Now, just hours after Saeed has walked a free man, the timing of this development becomes crucial. Just hours have passed, and now the Americans are again saying that he needs to be rearrested. Don't you think that this will put the Pakistani government and administration under some kind of pressure?
If Pakistani administration or the government or other institutions take pressure from US or other Western countries, you are looking at the previous the development of these previous 2 months that the Pakistan had, but the Pakistan clearly given the message to the US and stop the diplomats to come in Pakistan, which is rescheduled now, and the Secretary of State is expected to visit Pakistan next week. So and if the matter is solved through these kind of pressures, so I think you are well aware that in India is mounting to mount pressure on Pakistan. Last various years, various decades for one and after another issue. So I don't think so. The Pakistani administration will take any measures under these kind of foreign pressures. But the Pakistani, and you are well aware that the Pakistani administration, the Pakistani government in previous months and weeks have clearly said that we are going to order our house for ourselves. This is and the Foreign Minister of Pakistan has also declared that these stuffs and elements are the liability,
right, and
not the asset for Pakistan. So this is very clear that the Pakistani government is well aware, these kinds of elements can be caused to be changed in Pakistan or these kind of steps. So I think the Pakistani government is taking it seriously, critically, and for that reason, the government of Punjab and the federal government kept Hafiz Mohammad Saeed under house arrest. And finally, after a year to fighting the court, fighting a case in court,
right,
he is released last night.
Requesting you to hold that thought, Mr. Chaudhary, and also requesting you to stay on with us on the broadcast. I would like to bring back General Mehta back into the conversation. General Mehta, the fact that Americans have again made this statement, they are now talking about the need to get Hafiz Saeed rearrested. We have seen in the past few months that there are times when the Americans make noises which appear to be bids to placate India. At times they make statements against Pakistan or the manner in which that country has been supporting and propagating terrorism. And then there are days and then there are times when Americans suddenly change track and they talk about how they can cooperate with Pakistan, how Pakistan continues to be a trusted ally. What do you make of this dual kind of an approach which the Americans have been showing towards Pakistan all these months, particularly after Donald Trump assumed charge?
consistency in the double talk. There's nothing new. They want to wrap Pakistan on the knuckles, and Pakistan, of course, will pretend that it is not acting under U.S. pressure, that it is acting in its own interest.
General Mehta, I would request you to hold that thought for a while. We are also joined on the broadcast by Ambassador Arun Singh. He is a former ambassador to the United States. Good evening, Mr. Singh. A very important development in the U.S. The U.S. Department of State, they are now saying that they would want Hafiz Saeed to be rearrested. This comes just hours after Hafiz Saeed walked free from his house arrest. What do you make of this move, sir?
Hello.
Mr. Singh, can you hear me?
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. I think we are having an audio issue with Mr. Singh. We'll try and reconnect with him in a while. Going back to General Mehta. Sorry, General Mehta, I had to interrupt you, but you were talking about the fact that the Americans appear to be indulging in doublespeak.
Yeah, there's nothing surprising. There's, as I said, there is consistency in this kind of behavior. And what is apparently happening is that since 6 Americans were involved or were killed in the Mumbai attack, and Hafiz Saeed was the mastermind of that attack, they have to act, or at least appear to act. And so it is quite possible that Pakistan will say that it is not acting under U.S. pressure. Pakistanis are very careful that their sovereign autonomy is not denigrated, that nobody should think that the Americans can dictate to the Pakistanis, because Pakistanis say they have nuclear weapons, and they also say that...
Hold that thought, General Mehta. We'll try and reconnect to Ambassador Arun Singh. He is a former ambassador to the United States. Mr. Singh, if you can hear me, the U.S. now wants Hafiz Saeed to be rearrested. This comes just hours after he walked free out of that house arrest. What do you make of this latest move by the U.S.?
So I'm glad that the U.S. has at least firmly stated its formal position that it believes Hafiz Saeed is a terrorist. He leads a terrorist organization. The LEP has been a designated terrorist organization by the U.S. And Hafiz Saeed has been a designated terrorist by both the U.S. And the UN. And you recall that many years ago, the U.S. had announced a bounty for information leading to the arrest of Hafiz Saeed. So at least they have stated their formal position. But that having been said, we have now seen for years and years that there is a limit beyond which the U.S. is not able to pressurize Pakistan, especially because they need, or they believe they need, Pakistan's cooperation in the effort that they are making in Afghanistan. And also for provisioning the U.S. troops based in Afghanistan, the bulk of the supplies go through Pakistan. And that generates a certain dependence on Pakistan for the United States. One of the strategies presently being followed in Afghanistan is also to work for some kind of a reconciliation with the Taliban. And again, they believe that Pakistan will have a role to play in that context. So I think on the subject of terrorism, they have come out and stated clearly their formal position and how they assess the situation, how they assess Hafiz Saeed and the organization. But that having been said, we should be clear that there will be a limit beyond which they are unlikely to pressure Pakistan. And even when President Trump on 21st August this year had announced the new strategy on Afghanistan and South Asia, there were very strong references to Pakistan and the need for Pakistan to take action against terrorist groups. But not much has really happened since then.
Right, sir.
And only a few weeks ago, President Trump has said that now he's getting excellent cooperation from Pakistan and its leaders. So it is a bit of attempt on the part of the U.S. to pressurize Pakistan in some way, but try and see if they can get cooperation from them in the context of Afghanistan. So we should expect this dual-track approach to really continue and unlikely to receive full satisfaction.
Right. We'll leave it at that for the moment. Ambassador Singh, thank you so much for joining us on WION. Also thanking General Ashok Mehta and Jabbar Chaudhry, who joined us on the broadcast on this very important story.